Hello and welcome to West Underground. Today we are back with another exciting episode for you guys. I think you're going to enjoy this one, but before we go any further, I just want to say, guys, I hope you like and subscribe. Me and Paul were talking, before we started this, and I'm pretty sure it's down here. So, head down there and give it a like. But today we are joined by none other than Clay J Gladstone. And I just want to ask you guys straight off the bat, like, you guys have quite a unique name for your band. Like, what's the story behind the name?
It's kind of funny. The singer, he originally started this project as kind of a solo project.
Yeah.
And he'd just go to bars and just terrorize backpackers and scream about doing drugs and stuff, dressed up like a priest, and it was kind of insane. And so he got that name from Lord Gladstone pub, actually. He used to live down there and just used to hang out there all the time, and he dug the word Gladstone. And then Clay J just kind of was a nice little internal rhyme type vibe, and so there's no great meaning really.
It just sounds good, really.
Yeah, it's just something. And when he kind of started writing some punker songs and we brought the band together, like, none of us had a better name to come up with, so we were just like, fuck yeah, let's go with it. Because we find it interesting as well. Like, it was Clay J Gladstone. No one really knows what to make of it, and we just get up and be punk as fuck, and that's that.
Yeah, man. Well, it's certainly cool. Like, it sticks out, and it's like a conversation piece, and also it makes you dive a little bit deeper and go like, is it a band? Is it an artist? Yeah, like, do you reckon he'll bring back the a priest outfit on
He's forever threatening. So yeah, if you just kind of buy him a beer one time, like, fuck, he'll do whatever.
If you, I reckon just leave it in the dressing room one night and just like with his name on it, and he'll run with it. Like, I don't see that anything stopping him.
Like you're setting up a good night, in other words.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that would be so funny if you got a TikTok of you guys like on stage, like the band start to play, and now all of a sudden, like, from the back of the venue, like a priest just starts walking up like incoherently and gets on stage.
All right, so that's our next intro plan.
Yeah, you literally seeded that idea for us. Thank you.
Oh, dude, it'd just be awesome. It'd just be funny as, and like everyone, I think, would be a little bit like concerned of why the priest is thing.
Especially with, not to give anything away, but especially with the intro music that we do have. Well, we have 2 tracks, not to give them away, but they would both fit perfectly for that. One hilariously and one, a little bit more seriously. So yeah, I think that would work very well. So come to a show and you'll see what we mean.
Oh man, invite him. Like, tell us when you're dropping the like coming out as a priest, because that'll be awesome. I'll be there. I want to see it. But then, like, how did you guys start all kind of find each other and get together? Like, what was the who met who? What was the I don't know if I'm making sense here, but like
Timmy's the driving force. Tim's the driving force, really. Like, he's the main songwriter and the heart of the band, really. And he went to school with one of the guys, Johnny, and so they didn't really hang out too much in their adult years, and they reconnected kind of over the music. And yeah, he got him on, and he's a guy that I used to play in a band with called Caulfield. And so he just grabbed me and was like, yo, this is punk. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Get on board. And we had another dude playing drums, and he had a bit of trouble, like, just balancing band and family and stuff. So he had to step back. We reached out to old Naslin here, get him on board.
It's actually really funny. Like, I sort of bookend this. Like, I knew Tim ages ago when he was playing shows at the Gladstone. Like, I did sound at the Gladstone. Like, I would drink with him and like do sound for his old band. and we played in a band for a little bit for like 6 months, and then we sort of lost touch. And then I heard that Omar, the old drummer, was leaving the band, and I reached out to Johnny and I was like, hey man, like, you guys are really cool. If you're ever gonna hold auditions, just let me know. Like, I am totally down to do that. And then Tim one day was like, hey man, so Omar's left, rehearsals in like a week, learn these songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, what have I signed up for? Like, learning 10 songs to play a show in like 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do this. This is going to be fun. And then COVID happened, and COVID still
6 months to practice.
yeah. So like, you know, I haven't been working, so I've been playing drums like every single day. Just, you know, so if I can't play these songs by the time we get back, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. I hope you've got them down now, man.
yeah, I do, yeah.
Oh, wow. And can I just ask a stupid question here? Is the Lord Gladstone pub, is it that the one where Sticky Fingers kind of have the glass window in, like in Ultimo? Like it's got the stained glass window of those fellas in the window?
It's in Chippendale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's I can't remember.
Oh, is that the one on the that's the one on the end of that street from the Chippo
it's across the street from the Servo.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Great little pub there.
Yeah, don't DMAs like own that or lived out the back of that pub for a while?
Man, you know a lot of like little secrets here and there. No, I have no idea.
Man. I think by doing this, we've just learned so much that we
like I'm never doing music trivia with you guys, like against you guys ever. That's just not
we'll
gonna
be
happen.
in the same team.
Yeah, just bring
Yeah, okay, cool.
Win your vouchers.
All right, cool. You guys are the ringers for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, a little bit of trivia that I did learn today. This is completely off topic, but I think it'll be interesting for people to watch, and I think it'll be interesting for you guys. You mentioned, we were talking just before we started the interview about the chats. And the day before, we spoke to a band in LA, and I couldn't believe that the Americans are so receptive to like the, like Australian music, and didn't even know what like Smoko was, that it was just in Australia, but fucking loved the song and put them up for their big festival. That, what's the big one called? I forget, just the name has gotten, not
Lollapalooza.
No, the other one, the one where Beyonce and Cardi B play.
Coachella, that's
it. Yeah. But I don't know, man. That's just something I found interesting, but really off topic.
Yeah, they're learning slang from the chats songs in America.
No better people to learn it from.
Like, they're actually huge.
Yeah.
They're like, there's just little bogan band, and like I see groups like in the UK and stuff just like loving on the chats.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
They just have that, just something that people resonate with, that they just have the complete conviction to do and just keep doing.
Yeah, I imagine on the outside looking in, it's probably like the embodiment of like Australian culture that's been seen on TV. Like
like that Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great episode, actually.
But going forward, have you guys your music isn't quite as I suppose as Aussie trivial as the chats, but who is the like, how do you guys find inspiration for the music that you write? Because it is quite dark. I mean, like, is it therapy for you guys writing it, or is it kind of somewhere in the middle?
Like 100%, it's therapy. I think like it is like, so it hits you so much because it's so real.
Yeah.
Like it's not Tim just like making up stories in his head. Like the whole band is like in varying stages of dealing with like whole range of like mental health issues. So like this is real stuff.
Yeah.
And it is genuinely coming from a place of reality. So I think that's why it just hits like it does.
Yeah.
It's a very cathartic experience. Like I've said this to Tim numerous times. Like I'm thankful that you let me play in the band, but I'm also the kind of person that wants to sit there and watch the band play and hear the songs and hear the lyrics, because they are like really rooted in like true story. Like the way that Tim sings about stuff and writes about stuff, it's about stuff that he's been through and other people have been through in the band, and it's on point what he talks about.
Like one of the songs is openly about like our guitarist Johnny. Like it's something we always say. Like all the lyrics are directly kind of ripped from his life and stuff that he's dealt with. So yeah, we own up to that 100%. Like that's the music is who we are.
Wow,
Does
guys.
does it also help when other bands and artists cover your songs and say like we would like to play with you guys as well on stage?
Yeah, 100%. Like Blake, like playing through the bass of Dead Friends, like I've never had anyone go, fuck, I want to play what you play. Like, yeah, it's baffling, especially a dude like Blake. Like he's a legend.
Yeah,
So,
it's true because I got him on Spotify and he's listened to your songs almost every day now. It's
yeah.
you guys and it's got to like other bands who are high as well. I'm like, it's like Clay, there he is.
Yeah, he's a legend. Like we've played one of our first shows with them at Frankie's, and yeah, like he's been a massive supporter. We're huge supporters of Molly and the Crows. Like we are actively looking to play more shows with them. Like we would never really turn down a chance to play with them. Like,
Yeah, but like that must be fucking awesome to have somebody like cover your song, like, you know, whether
yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I couldn't imagine it, but yeah, it's happened. So
Yeah.
It just shows you how Sydney music's like that, where every band helps each other out like that, and that's why there's a strong bond in Sydney. Because we had an interview the other day where a guy wants to come to Sydney because of how big the music is, and I said to him, people in Sydney want to go to LA. Why do you want to come to Sydney for? So it's like a complete opposite.
yeah, it's funny at the moment. I don't know if it's just because of COVID or there just happens to be a whole bunch of really hungry, really talented bands coming through at the moment. But everyone is on everyone. You know, like our Instagram is full of other Sydney bands just going, fuck yeah, what are you guys doing? And like, we're the same. We're on theirs. Like, we're all looking, waiting for the next single. Like, Molly and the Crows drop a single and we're fucking stoked to hear it.
Wow.
It's just, yeah, the whole scene at the moment feels really positive. I think it's partially because of how negative the scene is. Like, we're all kind of struggling in life and just fighting to survive. But yeah, there is something super, super positive about the scene at the moment. And I'm all for it.
We had a couple of weeks ago, we spoke to this to a Monica Strutt, lady in Melbourne who helps out with a lot of bands, and like she was saying that, you know, like every 5 years, you know, like the bands that start now, you know, kind of go up to another level and start, you know, going and progressing into playing festivals or going overseas and doing bigger and bigger stuff. But I think all the band, like, you know, this is completely my theory at the moment, I think all the bands that are around now and have gone through this together, I think that that'll carry through over the years as well, like, because, you know, everyone that's you know, has gone through this together, and I feel like this is the most I've seen like other people like really share and help each other like a lot. I feel like it's you know, even like 51st Avenue, I saw their video where they did a bunch of, you know, they covered everyone, like every, you know, half a dozen bands or so, you know, in the scene. And I was like, you know, I haven't seen this in any other time before. So it's really cool.
Yeah, they're legends as well. Like we played a show with them. Like they're just, again, just really kind of positive and really
Yeah.
hungry for it. And yeah, I think it's going to serve the scene really well.
I think when we get when we finally get out of this, when we finally can go to shows, I cannot wait to just see the explosion of just shows and people. It's gonna just, I don't think it's anything that we've seen before. Like, people are just going to be dying to put on shows, and it's just going to be like, you're going to have weekends where like 5, 6, 7 of your favorite bands are playing all different shows, and you can't go to any, like, you can only go to like 2 of them. And it's just like, I cannot wait to see what people have been doing in this time, and, you know, and just going out to support them actually in person and not just on social media.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be big ones again, like where, you know, like the one Red Hook organized? Do you think there'll be other like big shows where you can have, like, you know, a bunch of bands on the same bill? Like, what would you call that, Paul? Like,
it was like the charity festival they did at Crowbar, to Save the Crowbar, where they had like about 40 artists from different bands went on stage and played. I'm sure there would be a lot of that going around as well, especially when these venues need to grow now because of the lockdown.
Yeah, like almost underground festivals, I think, with like, you're getting into that territory when you kind of have so many artists on the same bill, but all like hanging out in a room together. And, you know, I think that's cool to see.
Yeah, Lazy Bones will probably do something like that as well. They're pretty good with the local bands and the local artists to come on one day, and they do that too.
Yeah, I think as much as we're allowed to do, like, you're going to see people do it, and they're going to be pushing it to the absolute limits. And I think people are going to be so hungry for it. So if someone puts a thing on a Crowbar with like, that goes all day,
Yeah,
like 20 bands or something, like, I'm pretty sure you'll see someone there at 11 o'clock in the morning, just fucking a beer in the hand, just like hungry for it.
And they will be there until 1 minute. They'll be there until 1 a.m. the next morning, just like trying to stay conscious.
Hey guys, I'm getting attacked here. I'm getting attacked by you. What do you think? That's the type of guy I would do. Just turn up at 11 a.m. and do all the way to 1 a.m. And it's like great bands. I'm like, I have to be there.
Man, we'll hold you to that. All right.
Yeah.
Got to make sure I got a day off and the next day off as well.
Need a 2-day recovery there, Paul.
Just don't have to wake up at 8 a.m. in the morning. Just more of a sleep in.
So what are your, like, you know, I suppose we can now see the light in the end, like at the end of the tunnel, but like going forward, like, you know, just say 12 months, where would you like to be at the end of that 12 months? Like, what would you like to be, you know, seeing the band doing?
12 months.
Like, yeah.
Like, we have not really been sitting around doing nothing in lockdown. Like, we have the majority of an album like demoed out.
Yeah.
And so not even long term, like within 12 months, we're going to have an album recorded.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're pushing pretty hard. So in 12 months, I'm hoping we have a couple of tours under our belt and an album out.
Yeah. Like, it's funny, Tim talks about like, hey guys, you know, what do you think about these bands and going to this place to tour? And it's just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, why, like, there is no point saying no. Like, it's just a constant push. And I don't think, it's so funny, like when Tim talks to us sometimes, it's like, whoa, dude, slow down. Like think about what you're saying before you say it. And then he'll be like, no, let's just do it. Let's just, you know, fuck it. Let's just go and do this. And it's like, all right, cool, man. I'm 100% for it. Let's just do it.
Like, we are trying to figure out how we can play a show in Melbourne in November. Like, that's how hungry we are for it. We're like looking at the fucking press releases as they come out, going, okay, what are we allowed to do? What are we allowed to do?
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely not gonna be a boring 12 months for us. I'll just tell you that. Like,
yeah,
there's so much that it's like we have a list of things that we want to do and that we're gonna do, and it's just like, cool, all right, let's just go and do them.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like they'll be, they'll be opening the borders and you'll be crossing at the same
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like
That's how we want to
100
time it. Just
like
soon as
100 kilometers an hour down the freeway, just like border pass, just drop it as we go over the border and just be like, cool, we're in. Like,
oh man, that'd be awesome. Like, and I think that'll happen very soon. Like, they can't keep us locked up for much longer. And I think, I really feel like the Victorian audiences are going to be so hungry for music and just going to be so keen to just go wild. I reckon when the borders have opened, because like those poor fellas they've been in this for like nearly a year now. So
I heard a statistic today. I think by the time that they're out of lockdown, they will be the state that has been in lockdown the most anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Like they overtake Buenos Aires or something like that. And it's just like, holy shit. Like they're neighbors to us. They're like the next state over. That's actually ridiculous.
Oh man, I went down to Melbourne when we had that brief period where we were good for like a couple of months, and I went down to Melbourne and I felt like like a bit of anxiety for like the 2 weeks I was down there. I was just going, please, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh man, but and what about going north? Like, have you thought about also like going up, up to Queensland when they let us in?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we have a couple of little things in the works. Like, the dude that we kind of talk to for booking and stuff, he runs a bit of a club up there. So, yeah, Brisbane is definitely a place I would love to get back to. Like, I love Brisbane. Weather's much nicer. I don't know about the people,
I got some good friends up there as well that I would love to go and see. Like I've played a couple of times in Brisbane and I've always had a great time. Like I'd love to play like the Sunny Coast and do a few other different places. That'd be fucking great.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, if you can drive up along that coastline, you can nearly stop everywhere along the way, like Coffs Harbour and Byron, and maybe even find a pub in Mullumbimby, and then you cross the border into Queensland and the Gold Coast, Brisbane, and Sunshine Coast. But up in Queensland, up north, is there much you can do other than the cities? Like, can you go to like rural Whoop and play a show?
Like you can. It's just Queensland is so fucking massive. It's like Sydney to Brisbane, and then you can do that exact same drive north again to get to bloody Rockhampton or something. Like,
up point.
Like that's not even the top. Like that same drive is like about 2/3 of the way up Queensland.
That's ridiculous.
Like, so yeah, like there's people putting on shows in Rockhampton and shit like that. I don't know. You need it's a week. Like you need to do a week tour just up there.
And you need like 100,000 plus like listeners and followers and all that kind of stuff just to, pull people out of rural areas to come and see that show. Like, you can play shows. Like you could do it, but
we would jump on it instantly.
Like, hell yeah!
If you want to help put something on,
I'll play a show to 4 people. I don't give a fuck. Like seriously. I've played so many shows to barflies. That's not funny. Like, I don't care. Like, I just enjoy playing shows.
Yeah, man. I think I've never been to rural Queensland to do music, but rural New South Wales is pretty fun. It's just pretty, just a different.
You see some loose things out there.
Oh man. But oh, now I've lost train of thought. Paul, can you help me?
Yeah, I was going to say with the way Hamish thought like that was because he was there for overnight and so many stories he could have just told just then, being in rural, going towards camera. You play anywhere, I got a question. I ask this question to everyone. Would you prefer to play at a great venue or play with a great lineup?
Oh. That's a super hard question.
I get the same reaction. Yeah, I like getting a reaction like that.
I think I know what I would go, but Cole, you go first.
But is it like an awesome lineup in a really shit venue? Is that the like?
Yeah, is that the
And
trade-off?
it's like an
Yeah.
awesome venue to
No, you
like
can get one
know
or the
people.
yeah, you can get one
Yeah,
one or
like,
the other.
you
So if
know,
you get a
like,
good like if you want to get a crowd, would you prefer to be at a great venue or a great lineup? What would bring the crowd in more? A great venue or a great lineup?
I think a good lineup would bring a crowd in,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
wherever. But
I
I think
don't
I would
think it
rather
matters where
play
you
at a
play.
great venue.
yeah.
Like it's so much more comfortable to just be on a nice big stage and like have a good foldback system. And
Oh
maybe
yeah, that's
aircon or
very
something.
true. And you're not like sweating balls, and it's like you
Yeah.
can't move because you'll probably knock Timmy out with the
The
bass.
stage
It's
is
just like
rocking like this, and you're just
it's like that's actually a good point. Like the Annandale, when it was still a thing, that was a shit room. It sounded horrible. Like it was the worst stage to load in on. The drum riser was like on really thin plywood on milk crates that like bent on the corners.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter who played, it was always sold out. It was always packed out. So I kind of feel that like the old, like I remember when the Bronx came out like ages ago, they played 3 shows in a row there and it was fucking amazing. So yeah. I don't know where I was going with
Well,
that.
I feel like the Annandale is an exception, man. I learn a word in Japanese, which I probably didn't learn it because I've already forgotten it. But it was a word that fitted this perfectly. It's a word for something that's good but kind of shitty. Like, you know, I mean, you know, it's good but it's shitty. You know, like. You know, like your first car, like it might have been good, but it's kind of shitty. You know, it has sentimental value, but is a rust box.
Yeah, there was people there, but just the music itself wasn't. Like it was good to have people around, but you want to make sure the music sound good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what happened to the Annandale, just out of curiosity? Because
Fuck. It's like it's the same shit that always happens. Like neighbors started to move in, complaining about the fucking noise. It's like it doesn't matter that Annandale's been hosting live music for the last fucking 40 years or whatever. But yeah, noise complaints, and like they tried to like do all these upgrades to soundproof it. Cunts kept complaining.
It didn't work.
And it's just fuck, you move. Like it's the problem is they bought these fucking $1 million terrace houses. So they're not just nobodies like us, like they're fucking rich pricks. Yeah, they just got their families and stuff moving in next door to the Annandale, which is ridiculous. And so they could never keep it silent enough.
Yeah.
Just constantly get fined, and they just got fucked in the end.
I think that's a great thing that the Botany View and the council have done for them, is that just like they pretty much said like the Botany View is never closing down. Like if you're moving into this area, you know that it's going to be loud. You know that this is a live music venue. Like there is no point trying to complain to us. Like we're going to keep this venue open. So I think that's something that's been great for live music. And they've just done like heaps of renovations, and they've got like a great stage now, and the sound system's great. So that I'd love to go see some music there soon.
Oh man, that's a great venue. Like, but have you guys noticed like venues seem to be moving more and more west, like over the years? Like I feel like Newtown kind of had its run, and now that's slowly moving to Marrickville, and will slowly move further west and west and west. And you know, me and Paul are based in Bankstown, so probably give it 10 years, and you know, we'll have a bunch of like live music.
You'll have the new entertainment center out there.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I know that I don't know if I remember reading that the Rolling Stones magazine's opening a bar in Marrickville.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that gonna happen? Like, I know it's on like the main street and everything, but how is that gonna last?
Yeah.
Like, surely they're gonna have noise complaints from day dot. So hopefully that they're doing something different, and you know, it's all good for them.
I think Marrickville's weird, man. Like, because it's like that old industrial area, so maybe there's enough space that it might work. I don't know.
Yeah, fingers crossed for that.
Yeah. But otherwise, if it comes out to Bankstown, that'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
Give it 10 years, mate.
Yeah.
Man, we'll still be playing. It's fine. We'll come and play out there.
Oh man, that'd be very interesting if that does happen. But like, what would you say your dream venue to play in Sydney would be?
I would love to play the N.S.W.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous at this point, but yeah, I would fucking
not
love
at
to
all,
play
Cole.
the N.S.W.
There's nothing ridiculous about that.
That is a great one, man. I've been waiting for somebody to say that one, and no one has so far. Everyone's been like, All Phones Arena, or like,
Oh god,
no. See, and that's the thing.
I wouldn't turn it down.
The thing with playing the N.S.W. is there's like 3 foot from the stage to the barrier. Like, it's a big room, but the crowd's still right there. All Phones, it's like you can't see the fucker right up the back, and you can hardly see the person in the front row either. Like,
you're watching.
At least with the N.S.W., it's still really, it's like a big venue, but it's still really close and like a sort of an intimate show in that way.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Hordern Pavilion's kind of like that, but just a little bit bigger. I mean, you can still see the people if you're on that.
Everyone whinges about the sound for the Hordern though.
It's a fucking aircraft hangar. It's just a metal box.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
Oh man, every show I've been to at the Hordern Pavilion, it's like taken like 2 days to get like, some kind of like hearing back in my ears.
It's just loud. That's all they do. They're just like, how are we going to make it sound good? Just everything to 11.
Yeah. I remember seeing Alexis there like 10 years ago. And I think they're the only band that sounded good just because the room suited their sound.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm with you, Cole. Enmore all the way. That would just like, I would just get shivers just thinking about that, just playing that venue.
I've just seen too many bands there. Like, fuck, I saw Under Earth there. I've seen Refused play there. I never thought I'd get to see Refused play.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I stood right in the middle and I just fucking stared the entire time. Like, yeah, that venue is something a bit magical, I think.
Yeah, it's just had so many, good people, good artists, good comedy shows, good, everything. I feel like so many TV specials have been shows, like everything's been done in that. It's kind of like our little Royal Albert Hall in Sydney, separate to the Opera House, I suppose.
Yeah, I saw Jet there. I saw Jet play at N.S.W.
Ooh,
that was good.
That would have been good.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was really good.
How was your hearing after that, Paul?
Oh, it was fine. Nah, it was good. Nah, it was fine.
Yeah, it's not like a really loud venue. Like that system is fucking huge. Like I saw Run the Jewels there, and it was just like the bass was like crushing my chest. So like that room can fucking pump. But like if you go there, like you go and watch Under Oath there, it's not like your ears are bleeding or anything. It's just perfect.
Yeah, man. Like the Enmore is one of those like just cool places. I'm so happy you've said that, man, because you're the first. I think we've asked like 5 bands or so, like what would be your favorite, and you're the first to
Factory Theatre. There's a Factory Theatre and Crowbar and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're both sick venues. Like fuck. Crowbar is like one of the best stages and best sound systems in Sydney.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking great room.
Oh man, you've answered my next question though. I was going to ask. But like, what would you? Have you guys got any plans like in the future of taking? Like, have you guys seen on your Spotify? I don't know if you can, like, where people are listening to. Is it just predominantly Australia, or have you started to build like overseas followings?
We got these dudes in the fucking like Ural Mountains in Russia that have like bootlegged their own Clay J t-shirts.
Yeah.
And are like fucking stomping around wherever the fuck they are up in the mountains in Russia.
And it's like we want to make the t-shirt design because it's that fucking good. Like we're annoyed we didn't think of it.
Maybe
Yeah,
Red
so-
Square might be a good place to play next.
Like, yeah. Fuck, I'd go over there and play show. Sure.
Hell yeah.
They'd be mad.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. You
From
just
the Beatles to Clay J Gladstone.
Oh, fuck.
you guys might
Yeah.
just need like a liver transplant afterwards, though. I reckon if you went to Moscow or up to their mountains.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd come back the same people, to be honest.
No.
Johnny would be in trouble. Definitely.
I think Johnny and Tim would be in trouble.
Or maybe
Gulag.
they
1
just
million
love
years.
him.
Oh.
But like other than Russia, like where are you guys got it, starting to build followings in like other parts of Europe as well?
Like, yeah, I think it goes like Australia, United States, and then I think maybe New Zealand or something, and then it's like, yeah, Russia, and I think we got like some Brazilian people that like comment on our YouTube and stuff. It's like, okay, sick.
I think we have a strange contingent of people in Salt Lake City as well,
Yeah.
over in the States, just like a small like gathering of people. And I know that there's I think Japan as well, there's a few there. So it's nice to see that we're slowly spreading our way globally and taking over.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. Like you definitely have to, in the future look into going to Japan for a tour. Like everyone we've interviewed about that says they get the Beatle treatment. Like chase down the street, like ask to sign shit. It must be amazing.
Ah, yeah, I would jump at it. Like it's
Yeah.
been like #1 on my list for I don't know, my entire life.
Yeah, and even we were having this conversation as well off air. I was telling you about like how we did interview with some guys in the States, and they were telling us like they love Australian music and they know all these like underground bands, and it's like this whole fucking community over in California where they're trading Australian records and like coming together and talking. Like their favorite bands are like all like like psychedelic and like punk bands from Australia, and like I was learning things about Australian music through talking to them.
Yeah,
So
it's funny how different kind of little subculture areas just kind of latch onto something.
yeah.
It's just so easy now with music, I guess, that you can just jump on Spotify or just punch in a couple of hashtags on Instagram, and then you've just got like
Yeah.
the world.
Pretty much. It's really cool. Like, but did it happen like organically for you guys with Spotify, or did you have to approach like playlist, or I don't know, like how does that work?
Yeah, like we haven't been targeting advertising in the Russia or anything like that. Like we were just as kind of baffled as to how it all came about, really.
Yeah. How do the fans in Russia, do they like understand English, or they just like the sound of your music? Like, are they?
I think they write in English. Like they
Okay.
they write
Yeah, I
comments
think they
to us
get
in
it.
English.
Well, I was gonna say, because that would be really interesting if they were just like just digging the sound of it. I think like have you ever heard that metal band like Rammstein, the German one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like that kind of effect.
that massive world famous band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that other underground guys, Metallica. You heard of those guys?
I apologize, but I did bring it up to somebody the other day. I was like, "Have you heard of that band, Rammstein?" And they're like, "Who?" And I, had to.
It might be an age thing, actually. I might be just
Yeah.
really dating myself. That
So I don't know,
Well-
man. I get. I feel like now with music, because there's so much, and like sometimes people don't know, and you can't expect everyone to know sometimes. So that was why I approached it like that.
But yeah, they were all in German pretty much, and I think everyone used to just run around screaming "Du hast." And
Oh
no one
man,
gives a fuck. Like,
yeah.
if a good song is a good song, like it's a good song. It doesn't matter. You make up lyrics kind of that sound similar to what they're saying.
I just can't believe Russia. Like that's just like,
Oh.
yeah.
Have they got in contact with you guys, like to show their well, they must have, to show their shirts? Like, how did you
Yeah,
know?
like they tagged us on Instagram, like these
Yeah.
two dudes in their like bootleg Clay J shirts, like out in the streets drinking.
Yeah, and it's like the fact that they put like that much time and effort into doing it is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not even like they ripped one of our t-shirts. Like they made their own
Yeah,
t-shirt
yeah.
design that said Clay J Gladstone on it and got that printed at their bloody local print shop or whatever.
yeah, or they like did it themselves, and like, you remember back in the day, you could get like that printer paper
Yeah.
that you
Yeah,
could
the
like
transfers. Yeah.
and then like iron it on. Like, yeah, that's I don't know. I appreciate their effort though.
Shout out to those guys in Russia. I hope they watch this and they're like, so happy, man.
We spent like half the interview just talking about these two guys.
Oh man, that'd be so hype, just chilling in the hills in Russia, like they know who we are, that'd be cool. But have there been any other like like out of the Western world, like any countries where you were shocked as well?
I don't know, nothing really that kind of jumps out. I kind of got surprised. I think there's like more people in New Zealand than in like Queensland that like listen to us or something like that. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
they're
works for me,
close, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's quicker to fly to New Zealand than it is to drive to Queensland. Like,
Oh,
let's just
yeah.
go to let's just go to Queen. Let's just go to New Zealand. Let's just do that. Like, I would love to play shows in New Zealand. That would just be amazing.
Yeah,
Oh
hell
man,
yeah.
that'd be sick. Was that something that that you guys have spoke about, previously amongst yourselves about doing in the future?
I don't think we've ever brought up New Zealand, but yeah, like if the opportunity ever even like hinted to present itself, like
Oh yeah,
we'd be like knocking the door down to try and grab a hold of it.
yeah.
So,
Oh man, that'd be so cool. But like, like we're speaking about, I'm going to try to change the subject here, but we were speaking before about you guys having an album ready to go. How have you been doing that in lockdown? Or was most of it written previously before, or you guys communicating and sending Logic tracks or Pro Tools tracks? I don't know how you do it.
yeah, there's a lot of voice memos and MP3s going through Facebook Messenger. So yeah,
it's hard to keep
goes
track
around.
of it all.
So is one person like you like how do you even keep track of it, man? I'm trying to imagine how you're doing it, and it seems like
Yeah, so Timmy's the driving force. So he's the main songwriter. They're like we'll send riffs or whatever to each other, and sometimes that will be the genesis for a song. And but it's mainly, yeah, Timmy will like just bash some guitars, and then he'll send it to me, and I'll lay some bass down on it. And just program some drums or get Maz. Maz has got an electric drum kit you can see behind him. He's had a little bash on that for a track that we were messing around with. It's easier than it probably should be, Like
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably think it's way harder, but it's a whole bunch of just send it and.
Are you
whatever.
using Logic?
I think no, I don't know what Tim uses.
I think, to be honest with you, I really think that Tim just uses GarageBand.
Yeah, he just
like it's super bad, and that's the thing. Like, he's got a couple of he talks to us and he's like, oh, I want to get a better guitar sound. How do I do that? And it's just like, oh well, get this plugin, and then he gets it, and then the guitar comes back, and it's just like, holy shit, okay, cool, this sounds amazing. He's like, oh, I want to make the drums sound better. Like, oh, what should I do? It's just like, oh, get this. And he's like, cool. And then the next track comes out and it's just like, okay, cool. Well, like, we don't need to do anything. Like, you're just writing these amazing songs that sound amazing. And it's just like, cool. All right. Yep. That's on the album. Let's just do that.
Nice guys. Like, I've thrown this question out to different bands, but like you guys seem to be the ones that are, doing it the easiest by the sounds of things. Like we've had so many bands tell us that they've got, this sophisticated setup to try to like organize, how they're doing it over like Zoom calls and then track it and all this kind of crazy stuff. But you guys seem to be doing it the dream way, it seems like it's, easier for you guys, which is, something.
I guess like it's kind of easy for us because we have one really dominant writing member.
Yeah.
And like he's a multi-instrumentalist, like he plays drums and he plays guitar and he sings like a fucking angel. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Like he can punch everything out essentially and give us the meat. And then when we get it to go into the studio and we have a little bash and we can feel it out and tweak it and stuff and fine tune it. But yeah, he essentially like Tim can do everything. So
and
it's
I think it also helps that no one in the band is sort of intimidated by that.
Yeah.
I think everyone sort of welcomes that. It's just like, Tim does expect, we got to learn the songs, you got to learn the parts, but it's never us being like, oh, okay, we got to worry about him writing everything. It's just like, no, we're happy. I think everyone's happy supporting him being that writer. Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh crap, he's writing all my drum parts. It's more that he's going, cool, this is what I want, and you put your spin on it and go from there. And I think that's really fucking great from him doing that.
Yeah, man, that must be like fucking awesome to have like somebody that can just do that in the band. But I'm like wondering in my head, like how what would you say the tracks are written by him doing this? Like, do you reckon, if you're going to give it a percentage, would it be like he comes with the track like 80% done and then you're just kind of filling out like your parts and making them better? Or do you kind of dive back in and try to change melodies and fix stuff? Is there much to like tweak once he's kind of got it all into place?
like everything kind of gets done on a track by track basis. So like there's definitely tracks where he's like gone this and everyone is just like, fuck, that is how the song needs to be.
Yeah.
The lyrics just hit perfectly, the feels just come in right. There's other ones where like we've completely rewritten choruses because it just didn't hit right.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, like it's not like it's his way or the highway. Like everyone wants the songs to be what the songs could be. So yeah, if it's for the best of the song, like yeah, we've rewritten entire choruses, even just tweaked melodies. So giving it a percentage, like it's hard to give it just like I would say 90-ish% is like, yeah, Tim.
Does that vary on different songs? Like each song is different?
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, there's some that like it'll just come out and like we won't really change much. Like we might add in a better drum fill or something because, or I'll do a fancy little piece of shit on the bass.
Yeah.
Like, do you reckon you guys will ever like put those demos out like one time, like maybe like for Dead Friends, like put out the original demo as like an alternative version, like way down the track in the future? And you know how the Beatles kind of did that, like it's like take 37 of like Let It Be or something like that.
Like
I made a joke about that recently because we just went into the studio and did some acoustic versions, and we're calling them reimaginings because some of them are actually quite different to the original tracks.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna be like releasing it as like a deluxe version of the Dead Friends EP. So there's gonna be like 2 unreleased tracks and 3 reimagined acoustic versions. And when we announced that, I made the joke that in 10 years we'll do the super deluxe with all the demos on it as well. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
like I've got folders on my computer like fucking full of demos. So yeah, if it ever seems like that's something that someone wants to hear, just these like garage band, like badly recorded vocals in like Tim's lounge room.
We've got it. Like we
Yeah,
can
it's
we
there.
can facilitate people's needs if that's something that ever is needed.
I don't know. Do you guys like that stuff sometimes? Like when you like a band and then you can kind of see how they're doing stuff, and you can also like see where it started and where it got to. Like and then it makes it seem like you can kind of understand their like process a little bit more. I don't know.
Personally, I don't give a fuck. Like Death Cab did this recently. Like Death Cab for Cutie is one of my like all times. Like
Yeah.
I fucking love that band. I don't think they've ever released anything that is not incredible.
Yeah.
And so they did this where they released like a whole bunch of the demos, and I listened to them and I was like, okay, I didn't really need to listen to that. So yeah, just me personally, like I couldn't give a shit really. I don't know about you, Maz.
Well, it's like Metallica's just released this like blacklisted
Oh, dude,
album.
you've just tapped into something. Did they pay you money for like ripping off like your artwork? Like that album cover looks very similar to your album cover. You know, the one where they have everybody playing on the one with Miley Cyrus covering Nothing Else Matters. Like I was saying to Paul before we started, there's like that looks very similar to like the single art like you were doing, you know, with the
Was it the
one,
Friends?
The
the
square.
one with Dead
Friends.
Friend, but you've used the same kind of template, but you've changed like for like the different singles you've released.
Yeah.
You changed the color.
Was it the Friends song? The Friends song cover?
Yeah, the Dead Friends one, but also
Yeah.
like you've used that template before. But when Metallica released that, I was like, oh, that looks familiar, you know.
Hey, if it draws people to our music, then that's fine. Like we're cool with that. Like
I don't know if we can claim to have invented a square.
yeah, that's we aren't like Pythagoras or whatever his name is. Like we didn't come up with that. But like going back to the like hearing demos, like I don't want to hear take 37 of Sad But True by Metallica. Like that does not tickle me at all. Like, you know, if it's like, you know, James Hetfield sitting in a room like strumming out Nothing Else Matters for the first time, yeah, maybe that might be something cool, but I don't need to hear take, you know, 37 of some song that's like a B-side to an album that I've never listened to. So, you know, like it's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Like I'm not too much interested in the, you know, the like them trying to get it right, but more or less, you know, how you were saying before about the acoustic stuff, like, you know, I love when you can hear like, but when bands have like kind of got the song, you know, to a point where it's like, okay, and they're presenting it and they present it on acoustic guitar before they build the instruments around it. I think that kind of demo is the one that's the most interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That sounds kind of cool.
Like I'll give an example. Like if you look up after this, there's a version of like George Harrison doing a cover of like My Guitar Gently Weeps before, you know, everything's laid on, and it's just him in a room with a guitar, and it just kind of feels very, very, very different to the original version. But yeah, like I think that stuff's cool. And you were talking about, you know, doing that in the future, man. I think that'll be sick.
Yeah, we've got heaps of shit.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
It'll be a double box set of garbage demos.
Oh, do it, man. I'm like one of those little nerds that would just like go and, you know, just suss it out.
Buy it cheap, sell it for more. That's the type of deluxe boxes you do.
Oh man, at least you'll get a first class tour of Russia. So that'll be...
Oh hell yeah. Get us back on track, please.
Oh, but like going, you know, before we wrap this interview up, is there anything that you want to like, you know, like final thoughts, or is there anything that you want to plug before like we wrap this up, or, you know, tell the audience to, you know, check something out?
Yeah, well, we got the first of the acoustic reimaginings dropping on 1st of October. So this is something I'm really excited about. I've kind of been pushing for it for a while. Like Timmy's been doing a few live streams type shit on Instagram Live and Facebook Live and stuff, and it's always got a really good reception.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've since hearing him just like in his lounge room just bashing away at the acoustic like you were kind of talking about with George Harrison, and I think yeah, it gives a really different spin on the songs. And it's something we leaned into really hard in the studio. Like there's a bit of strings and stuff on them, but that's about it. A bit of shaker. I think that's as heavy as the percussion goes. Yeah, it's all just the songs really laid bare, and I really vibe them. And I hope people really dig them too.
I think they will, man, and I feel like it. You know, in one way, like it'll probably like help the the message of the song. A little bit more in that way because it'll be a little bit more personal and very stripped back, which will be so cool for people to see. And I reckon it'll hit different.
Yeah, yeah, they really do. Like the first time I played one of them for my girlfriend, she was like, "Oh, her arm hairs were like standing up," and I was like,
Wow.
"That's the reaction. That's what we're going for." So,
Oh man, that's really special. If it's getting that reaction.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, Paul, have you got any questions here, mate? Can you help me out?
No, I just want to say I want to thank you guys for coming on because I've been following you guys for a while now, and you guys have been just blew up really quickly. So I just want to appreciate you guys for agreeing to come on this interview and be a part of West Underground.
Oh man,
Oh,
we gotta thank you for supporting us, man. Like if you've been doing it for a while, like thank you. Like thank you for like continually supporting, and we appreciate people asking us to do this, and we're always happy to do it.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
No worries.
And, I wish you all the best. And when let us know when you drop the acoustic on, in case we forget on October 1st. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And so we can put it up
It's
on the
like
story and
under 2 weeks, like what, 11, 12 days or something.
Yeah. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I wonder how many
We'll
days
definitely share it on our story,
when
though.
the interview comes out. All right.
Ooh.
It'll be closer to the 1st of October when
Yeah,
this
I
comes
reckon.
out. Yeah, it'll be
It'll
good
probably
timing.
be like what's the date now? Oh man, that's 10 days. 10. How many days of this month?
11.
11.
30
okay.
days of September.
Cool.
Yeah, so 11 days. There we go.
Wow. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate it, heaps.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks for the chat.